Fantastic. Here we are, RumbleInDar, and I'm joined right now by a legend here in Tanzania. This guy is the boxing guru. Absolutely, what a fantastic guy. Jimmy Kabwe, fantastic meeting you, sir.
Thank
absolute,
you so much.
absolute
so
pleasure.
Much. Pleasure to
and
meet
also
you.
As well, we've got there Jeremy Bean from Global Boxing Stars, part of this fantastic event. So Jimmy, come on, we're going to get stuck into this card right now. Have you ever seen a card stacked like this here in Tanzania before?
Not that I could remember, to be honest with you. This is fantastic. It's so good for Tanzanian boxing. We've been waiting for moments like this. Back in the days, I was talking to one of the camera guys here, and we were talking about back in the days, boxing in Tanzania, especially Dar es Salaam, used to be on the rougher sides of Dar, so to speak.
Oh wow! Right.
So we didn't have a lot of people coming in, apart from people who were really passionate about boxing.
Just who knew boxing, and that was it.
Yes,
right.
but now it's become an event, a Dar es Salaam event. You've got celebrities coming in, singers coming in, models coming in, socialites coming in.
Oh wow! I better not tell my wife about that part then.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you.
By the way, I'll be working with Jimmy, focusing on boxing.
Partly on boxing.
Well, you're making it sound fantastic. So this is really now.
Yes, this is great. This is great
Brilliant.
for me. I've done a lot of commentary for Azam TV and other networks that, for obvious reasons, I'm not going to mention. But this is up there. This is fantastic.
Good.
This is what we've been looking forward to, and probably bigger things to come.
I mean, it's an absolute pleasure. I mean, instantly meeting you. You know, the energy that comes from you and the passion for boxing and the sport just oozes from you. You know, I mean, this is what people on Azam TV, when they're watching this show live, they want to see.
Yes.
And obviously, you'll be speaking in Swahili.
Yes.
You know, hopefully we get a chance as well to open the show together in English, and you know, maybe one day down the road when we've done like RumbleInDar 12, I can be fluent in Swahili. You know, hey Jeremy, me and you can have a go at this.
If we're going to be here for the whole of the year doing these shows, I think maybe we need to have him as a private tutor.
I tell you what, it's not so hard. Kiswahili is not so hard. It's pretty much like English. May I have naomba? You know, it's the same phrase as naomba, please, may I have. It's a polite language. It won't take much. I mean, you guys.
We'd love to learn. We'd love to
hang out with me a couple of weekends, and
we will. We'll always be discussing, and that's about hanging out with you as well. It'll be tomorrow night. So let's talk a bit about the fight card. So you know, give me your favourite 3 fights on this upcoming fight card, and give me some predictions and styles on the card that you think the viewers interested in.
When I looked at the fights initially, I thought Ibrahim Class and Mwale, that's going to be a fantastic fight. They're both stylistic fighters, classy as well. Excuse the pun. Class. Good boxer. Tanzania's favorite boxer. He's an entertainer in the ring. He moves very well. Amazing footwork. You know, he's got a really good jab, stiff good jab, and moves very well in the ring. So I'm really looking forward, and I think Mwale will provide that challenge, push him to another level.
What do you think to Mwale? I mean, he's 8-0. He's a very cocky fighter. You know, they say he's a good prospect, but you know, it's always down to who have you fought, who have you beat. You know, to kind of, because we've seen a lot of fighters in our time, Jeremy, yourself, and you know, you speak about them, they go to the States or to a record with like, you know, 20-0, they face a guy who's 7-0, but that 6 guy he's fought have been pretty much Olympic and world champions. And it's all down to the pedigree of the opponent. So, I mean, based on the pedigree of opponent of Mwale and the pedigree opponents of Class, do you see much different there? Do you see much difference in the opponents they've both fought in the past?
Oh yeah, for Ibrahim Class, I can't speak so much for Mwale, but for Ibrahim Class, I've watched a few of Mwale's fights, and I think this Mwale is going to provide a challenge for Ibrahim Class, because I don't think Mwale is one of those fighters that would succumb to Class's rhythm. so to speak. So he's going to provide, he's going to show Ibrahim Class a few things in the ring that Ibrahim Class has not faced so far.
You know a little bit about Dennis Mwali, Jeremy, as well, right?
I think he's going to ask some questions of Class. He's definitely going to ask some questions. He's highly rated in South Africa. So he's a Malawian, but his home is Johannesburg. And he comes out of the Jodie Solomon stable, female trainer. She also trains the likes another Malawian light heavyweight, Isaac Chilembe, who is so he's in a great stable. He's part of a great gym. He's highly rated. I think he's going to bring out the best in Class, but he will ask questions. I think it's his record of 8-0 or something is a little bit misleading because guys are struggling for fights. He should be kind of already a 15-0 fighter, but it's just been COVID and different other things that have kind of kept him not getting into double figures. But I think it's a well-matched fight, clash of styles, and I think it's a great for a main event. It's not gonna be a early knockout. I think they're both gonna test each other, and I don't see this going a stoppage for either. I think it's going to go the distance. Yeah,
that's very interesting because I mean a lot of Jimmy as well. When you look at people's records and you've got a guy at 8-0, and I think Class has got over 30 fights, right? People can turn around and say, hey, what a mismatch. But we all know that's just not true. It's down to, who you are. It's the style in the matchmaking, the opponents they fought. 8-0, he's not lost a fight. He does not want to lose. He's going to come to fight. So you're guaranteed this guy's here. He's here to make a point. Class, he's had some losses, but he's battled through that. And I saw a big story about him where he's had a pretty tough life, coming through a very, very tough life. Probably you can add some more light to that, but also through boxing he managed to buy himself a house and get on his feet. So tell me a little bit about the Ibrahim Class story.
Class is a success story in Tanzania, so to speak. I mean, he's a young man, obviously, in Tanzania. I've been through ups and downs like any other normal teenager growing up in Tanzania. But he found boxing, and he's used boxing to elevate himself to that level. I've watched him fight from day one, and he's improved quite a lot. He was a bit awkward when he started, but right now, through the fights that he's had, about 30 fights, he's really learned and perfected his craft in the ring. And I love watching him because he provides, he moves very well in the ring, and he's is very easy on the eye, so to speak, in terms of boxing. So for Class, I think this is an opportunity for him to just assert himself and say, I'm still here and I'm still classy.
Because I do a lot with Manny Pacquiao. I work a lot with Manny, and as you know, he's the only 8 division world champion ever. Soon to be, hopefully not soon to be, sorry, maybe become president. Oh, I don't know, there's a vote. But he seems to become a president, and possibly become a president one day. And he's great with the people, but he's got losses, right?
Yes.
Doesn't make him not a great champion or a great fighter. People have this misconception that once you've had a couple of losses, it's over for you. We know. that's not entirely true. What's your thoughts on that as well?
You look at all the great fighters, the Muhammad Ali's, Larry Holmes. I'm not going to talk about
Lennox Lewis,
South Africa, Hasim Rahman. It's how you come back. It's how you handle your losses.
Yes.
So for me, if I see a loss on a fighter's record, it doesn't really send any alarms to me. It's just that it's a learning curve. It's an experience. You get beat and you learn from it. Lennox Lewis is a perfect example. Hasim Rahman, he fought the first fight. When you watch the first fight, Hasim Rahman and Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis approached the fight in a cavalier way. He's in South Africa to have a good time. Madiba and all of that. He was not really concentrating on the job. And Hasim Rahman was really a known quantity at that time. And that's how boxing goes. One shot, he got through with one shot and ended the fight.
That's it.
So Lennox Lewis learned his lesson. And if you watch the second fight, which was in the States, was it in Nevada?
I think it was in the States. He took care of business.
Fourth round.
He had a loss against Oliver McCall as well.
Oliver McCall,
He went on to be a Hall of Famer. So losses, it can make you. It can just give
it's how you come back. Yeah, how you come back from the losses. No. You learn your lessons. You learn when you're in the ring. I mean, it's you and the other fighter. I mean, and in the heavyweight division, in the case of Asim, and
one punch changes the whole game, right?
It changes the whole fight. So losses. I think I would rather have a fighter who's had losses because they've had an experience in losing. They can come back from that. But fighters who've never lost, we talk about the Mayweathers and we talk about the Rocky Marciano. I don't think. To me, I don't think they were really tested because the ultimate test is when you lose and come back and win again and come.
Who are you as a person?
Yes.
Who are you? How has that loss affected you? And how do you come back from that? Very good. So we've heard from Jeremy saying you think this is going to be a distance fight, do you, on the Class versus Mwali? Do you think it's going to go the distance?
Yeah, I think it's a well-matched fight. I don't think they have enough power. Either of them, they're more
knockout power.
Yeah. So I see it going the full. It's a 12 rounds. I see it going the full 12 rounds, which will be great. It will be a boxing spectacle.
Okay.
And it's two kind of East African heroes against each other, which is great.
And your prediction for the main event?
Hopefully it goes the whole 12 rounds. I want to have fun with this one.
You are a fan. You are a fan here as well. Really, I've looked at it, and it's for me. I don't like to normally give that many predictions, but I can see this being a split decision fight, going in the favour of Ibrahim Class. I think that Mwali's going to be tough and he's going to come forward and confuse the judges because of his aggressiveness. But I think, Jeremy, you're right about doesn't quite have the knockout power. But again, it only takes 3 pounds of pressure on the jaw and it's game over. But that's my prediction of the fight. So that's good. So we've talked about the main event. What's another one of it? We've picked one. Let's pick 2 more fights that you would like to talk about and the reasons why.
I would like to. Is it Makinda? I think it's Hafidi.
Hafidi David.
And Kaminja. Hafid David and Kaminja.
Okay.
Hafid David has a. So I'm not going to call it a Cinderella story, but Hafid is in the armed forces.
Yeah.
He's had a brilliant amateur career.
Okay.
He's sparred with the likes of Kiduku. He's a sparring partner. He's been a sparring partner before he turned professional. Okay. And this is his first professional fight.
I'm just losing my mic here, so I'm just going to put this back on, guys. If you want to put that or edit it out, that's up to you.
So Hafidi. So I think Hafidi is an amazing boxer. He's still learning his craft. I've watched his amateur fights in the armed forces because I live very close to the armed forces. So on Sundays they usually have tournaments and I go there and I watch. So the first time I watched him, I said, "Oh, this boy should turn pro." So I spoke to him, and then there are rules and regulations in the armed forces. Before you turn pro, you have to talk to your superiors and you get a permit for you to turn pro. So I said, we could talk to your superiors and his promoter and myself talked to the superiors, and he got a go ahead.
Oh, wow! So you really do think that highly of him?
I am really. I hung up with him. There's one time we were filming his documentary. We were documenting his journey to professionalism. So he's an amazing guy, really good-looking guy. He's the total package, by the way.
That's what you like.
Very marketable as well. So
I'll keep my eye on him myself then.
So Hafid, I'm really looking forward to this one. I just hope he doesn't succumb to the occasion and the pressure, because this is his first professional fight.
That's right.
So I just hope he holds his nerves, and I hope he doesn't try too much to impress. Just get in the ring, box, do your style, and then get away with a win. If he gets his win tomorrow, that will be fantastic for him and for the armed forces. They're all rooting for him.
Great debut. And debuts can be like that, but again, if it doesn't go for him, again, get to see who he is, he'll come back. And being in the military, he's obviously got a lot of mettle, and he's not a quitter. And did he have many fights as an amateur?
Oh yes, he's had quite a lot of fights. I can't remember how many, but he's been boxing professionally. Sorry, as an amateur for quite some time. I think he's got about 30 amateur fights.
Okay, good. So he's got some
Yes.
decent pedigree.
And he's done some good sparring with some middleweights.
Interesting.
Yeah, so he's provided sparring services, so to speak, for some sometimes
and
boxers.
I think David, he's a cruiserweight, so it's another big weight. You seem to in Tanzania, you seem to have quite a few big guys here. You know, very strong. Because I mean, I've dealt with a lot of fighters from the featherweight, bantamweight. Like Namibia has a lot of kind of featherweight, bantamweight, flyweight division, but Tanzania, you seem to have more of the kind of bigger weight divisions here as well. Is that kind of a trend here? You have like the more of the bigger set, heavier guys in the boxing.
I think we're very well known for the from lightweight to welterweight and light middle and middleweight.
Okay.
We don't have a lot of success stories for heavyweight.
So this is recently where the bigger guys are coming on.
This
now.
is when the
this
bigger
could
guys.
spur the
I
next
think initially he
generation.
was a light heavyweight.
Okay.
He had no competition.
Yeah.
But for him coming in as a cruiserweight doesn't make much of a difference. I think it's what two
couple
kg,
of kilos, yeah.
couple of kilos.
Yeah, correct.
So so I'm really looking forward to this fight. To be honest.
And what about his opponent? What do you know about
his opponent is a bit on the aging side.
Okay.
I would have loved to see him with someone much more competitive, but don't get me wrong. I mean, this guy is experienced, so
he knows his way around the ring.
He knows his way around the ring, and facing an amateur, this is Hafidh's first professional fight. So this could be a learning curve for him. But Makinda, who is going to provide a lot of competition for Hafidh, and also I think Hafidh will learn a lot from this fight because he's fighting a very experienced
Fantastic.
guy in the ring.
Well, I don't know too much about these two fighters. I know they're on the very start of the undercard, and that's where they start in this business.
Yeah.
What's your prediction for this fight?
I think Hafidh takes it.
Yeah.
KO.
KO.
I think Hafidh stops it. He's got very fast hands.
Yeah.
He moves very well in the ring, and he plants his feet very well
good.
in the ring. So he's got power behind him.
So right cross, straight right down the pipe.
Yeah, a right overhand. I think
onto the temple.
Yeah, I think.
Just
but
above the glove.
I just hope he doesn't get too excited.
Okay, there's
and
that
throw
as well.
caution to
You
the
see,
wind.
that is
Yes.
it. You see, we get this a lot, don't we, Jeremy? And I think the same with Ardi and other fighters. When they get overexcited and they've not had that experience, they seem to then start and they forget, hang on a minute, I could have another 7 rounds to go here if I don't stop this guy. And then that guy goes, well, you've just given me everything you've got, and I'm still here. You wait, when that bell rings again, I'm coming.
Yes.
So you're right. It's throwing caution to the wind, understanding your craft, listening to your corner, not getting too excited, taking that jab, stepping back, taking a look. Is he hurt? Is he drawing me in?
Yep.
I
think.
So good luck to both opponents there. And on your third fight, who we got? Who's your third pick?
Well, I'm looking at this Tavak Pulev and and Marrero is Marrero.
Great fight.
Yes.
Great
really looking
fight.
forward to that. To
our
that
favourite fight.
Great
fight.
And I've had questions today. I was all over the place today, just trying to find out what people think about this fight. And one fight that stood out was the Pulev name.
Yeah.
Pulev name. Is this the same person who fought Joshua? And how they related and all of these questions. So there's a lot of excitement in Dar. These are big names.
These are big
names. Look at Ibrahim Class, and then you look at Pulev. The name Pulev.
It's incredible.
These are great names on the shelf. Yeah.
I mean, Kubrat's here as well. You know that, don't you?
Is he here?
He's cornering his brother.
He's working in the corner.
He's cornering his brother. Yeah.
So
and Avalio Gotsev is the manager who brought Samuel P. He's actually co-commentating with me. You've got big names here. You've got big names here.
So that's a talking point. This is what I'm going
to
talk to.
Correct.
I've been asked about this question. Is he related to the
brother?
Pulev? Because we watched the fight just recently. Anthony Joshua and Pulev.
Well, if you look at the Pulev fight against Anthony Joshua in the heavyweight division, don't forget, just not long before the fight, for 3 weeks, Kubrat Pulev had that COVID. all right, which he got. So he had it for like 3 weeks. He couldn't train, couldn't do anything. Goes to London. Then they got the kind of quarantine period. Then they got the lockdown, the bubble, all that scenario. So he wasn't ready. And I said to Tervel tonight in an interview, you know, your brother's great. He's one of my favourite heavyweight fighters. I absolutely love his style. He's tough, he's strong, and he can box, right? We've seen him drop people.
Yeah.
But you know, he what he did is he, you know, he wasn't ready. He wasn't. His training wasn't as good as it should have been. So he took it.
For me, I fancied him. I thought he would give Anthony Joshua quite a fight, but because the amount of talk that went around before the fight,
we all wanted, but his training didn't go to plan. I think that's the best way to do it now. His training didn't go to plan.
That's boxing. He's got to come back.
Yeah, and he will. And I think good fight from his Takam. But getting back to Tervel, Tervel is.
Just quick Tervel. Ibrahim Glass is outside waiting for an interview, and they say he's in a rush. So
okay.
We can pick it up, or you guys.
Okay, well let's do this then. Let's do. Okay, so we've got. Let's do this then. So we've got Tervel Pulev versus Marrero. Marrero, awkward fighter, but he comes to fight. A lot more experience than Tervel. Tervel was the bronze medalist, as we know, in the 2012 Olympic Games. So he's been right at the top. He only lost to Usyk, as you remember, who then became champion and went on to sign with Eddie Hearn, and you all know where he is now. And then we've got Marrero, difficult fighter, good style. What's your prediction for that fight?
I'll have to go with Pulev.
Pulev, yes. Okay. Stoppage?
Yes, stoppage.
Yeah.
Yes,
what
stoppage.
round?
I think in the middle rounds, 6th, 7th.
Yeah, I think it's fair. Jeremy?
You've got the golden boy against the bad boy. So you've got the fighter with the Olympic pedigree, but you've got him up against the spoiler. And I think that's what Marrero is going to try and do. He's going to try and spoil and upset the apple cart. I think it'll be competitive, but for a few rounds. But I think the class of Pulev will obviously come through.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I've got the same. I think it will be a stoppage. I think it'll be an early stoppage for Tervel. I think that he will dominate Marrero. I think he'll break him down, and I think that, you know, we could see Tervel stopping him probably between rounds 3 and rounds 4. Well, thank you very much, and hey, let's get ready for fight night.
Really looking.